I first started vlogging about 3 years ago, and through my experience and learnings, I figured out what is the basic minimum gear that you need to have as a vlogger in your camera bag at all times. So if you're an aspiring vlogger or somebody who wants to up your game, make sure you watch this video. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of eVlogs, where we hope to inspire upcoming filmmakers, YouTubers, and content creators by simplifying the storytelling process. So the first thing everyone wants to know is what camera to use as a vlogger. Now what I use is a Sony Alpha A6200, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Number one, autofocus. When you're vlogging, what's really important is to obviously keep you, which is the main subject, in focus at all times. Also gets very tricky when you're doing that, when you're trying to move around really quick, and it gets really frustrating for the viewer if you're always kind of blurring out of focus. So autofocus is key, which is great in these Sony cameras. Number two, it's light. For vlogging, you want something easy on the go. These mirrorless cameras are much lighter. Number three, it has a flip out screen. I actually had the 6500 before this, and I switched it for the 6600 because the flip out screen is a must, guys. When you're vlogging, you're setting the camera in different places. You need to be able to see how you look, how you frame yourself. But what's really important, guys, for all sort of the newbies is you don't need to jump in and invest into an expensive camera. You can start with what you have on you at all times, always, your smartphone. That's good enough to start with. And I have done enough vlogs using simply my iPhone. So if you know the right ways to use it, the right techniques of just filming on an iPhone, which I'll do a video on shortly, you'll be just fine. Number two, what lens do I pack? So it's a 16mm 1.4 Sigma lens, which is what I'm filming with right now as well. Now why 60mm? You want to be wide. You want to make sure that you're vlogging, you're in the shot. It's not too zoomed in your face. You want to be able to get yourself and the background to really set the scene to your audience. The 60mm is great. The 1.4 is amazing for low light situations. Remember, as a vlogger, you're filming in different locations. You're not always gonna get the best light. You can't have like lighting gear on you. So 1.4 aperture is amazing for the night shots. Also, it gives you a beautiful blur in the back. And finally, it's not an expensive lens. I'll put the link to all this gear in the description so you can always check it out there. Speaking of vloggers, who is your current favorite vlogger on YouTube? Make sure you put it in the comments below. For me right now, not a vlogger, but a YouTuber, is Daniel Schiffer from Toronto. I absolutely love his stuff, his tutorials. Just amazing, definitely check him out. Number three, I always carry an ND filter for my Sigma lens. And why? Because I like to film with that blur. I want that sharpness, and for that, when you're out in the heat in Dubai in the sun, you're gonna have a completely washed out image if you don't have those ND filters. Especially if you want the film look, if you're gonna go out with that without the ND filter in broad daylight, you're gonna blow out the entire image. Number four, sound. This is something that is the most important thing, guys, for any vlogger. And the most frustrating thing is when you're watching somebody on YouTube and you can't hear them. It doesn't matter how good your camera is, what 4K, 8K quality you're filming at. If you can't hear you, it ruins the whole thing. Please, 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 guys, you do not want to depend on the internal mic of your camera or your iPhone, etc. So what I use when I'm outside is a Rode VideoMicro, which is inexpensive, super light. And what I love about it is, one, no batteries needed. You're never stuck in a situation you don't have batteries. You plug it right in the camera and you're good to go. There's no on-off switch. I can't tell you how many times I've done a video like this. The friggin' microphone is off, put it into the, in my laptop and realize. Before we continue, if you like this kind of content and enjoying this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification icon so you never miss a video. Then you got the Joby Gorillapod. Now this is sort of the traditional Casey Neistat thing. Everyone wants it because every vlogger has it. You don't need the specific brand. However, when you're vlogging, you can't carry a massive tripod around with you, but you definitely need something to hold on to so you can get some stability in a shot, and you can keep the camera a distance away from you. You can also use it as a tripod. They're strong enough, it can grip certain surfaces, and that's something I carry around as well. This is something a lot of people forget to keep with them, but I always carry an extra SD card, and that's because you just never know when you overfilm, you shoot a lot, and then the worst thing is to realize that you don't have enough space and you're busy spending time deleting footage and trying to figure out what to keep, what not to keep. That's really frustrating. Finally, always keep a charger on you. Just always charge in the car just in case. So tiny and small, throw it in my bag. Finally, what bag do I use? What I use is the Peak Design Everyday Sling bag. Now, just to let you know, this is not a must-have. This is an expensive bag. I got it because it's one of the cool bags that all vloggers and photographers are using, and I just kind of jumped on that and used it. But for real though, Everything fits in it perfectly. It has compartments, you can move things around. At the same time, very durable and looks kind of stylish as well. So this is my backpack, and everything I just mentioned here fits easily in that bag. You guys, hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I want to put my YouTube vlogging playlist in here, and what that's going to help you is to understand how I use all this equipment I just told you about, practically use that to tell stories. That's it from me, guys. This is E signing out. Peace.